I can make it.
You got any like advice?
Yo.
Say to, you know, me and Toast, we're
It's kind of like roulette, you know. You wanna go to the table and put your chips on multiple positions, and hopefully one of them pays off. Hopefully the better one. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying?
So what? It's like you put on multiple. You mean?
You bet on multiple squares, and you just hope that the ball lands on the good one. And if it doesn't, well, you still have side bets, you know. Yo, BZ. Chat. When you're in the early stages, okay, of trying to get a girlfriend, let's be honest, you are a fool if you're not at the roulette putting multiple positions. If you don't have a few chips, okay, let's be honest. The ball will fall into a spot you have no bets on, and you're gonna be by yourself. And the reality is that the person you're talking to most likely has at least 6 bets on the table. And you think, oh, I'm the one, they have one, bang, easy. The reality is, you're against the odds. You're against the odds, and what happens is you're just not gonna be the one, yo. Chat. The bigger the risk, the bigger the downfall. The fall is a much harsher, okay, if the risk is higher.
like just like a girl's?
Dude, the girls are into you 100%.
Can I get a welcome to the jungle?
Dude, you could get a girlfriend a date for like a whole year if you just. What? Yeah, man. Chat. I trained the man well, chat. Guys. I gave him some golden advice and he took it to heart, man. What can I say? I'm telling you, dude, it's a thing.
365 days, 365 girls.
Have you done that before?
No, I'm just saying.
Never mind.
It's a possibility. I thought about the possibilities. I've never done. Well, at the time, I hadn't. That was 4 years ago. But then I took my own advice. I did, but I know it's.
But you could. I think you could.
Expos.
Wait, the golden pipe. You saw that?
Wait, he has a golden pipe?
The golden pipe. I didn't buy the golden pipe. What? I didn't know it was there.
It's the best item in the game.
That's the best item in the game. It teleports you to the stars.
He admitted on video in the Google Doc he had a girlfriend since 2021 and neglected her. That's just not cool.
It's not cool, but let's not act like I say all the time. Even for the people that do bad, that are bad people, let's say, we don't know the specifics of people's relationships. We don't know what it's like. We don't know everything yet. So from your perspective, it might seem like neglect, and it might not be. We'd have to debunk it. We would have to debunk it. You never know what that is. Like, if somebody's never available, and then you're the one who's, let's say, then you always live, you're always working or streaming or whatever, and it's like, oh, dude, this guy never hung out with me. He's just gonna tell me. Yeah, but it can go both ways if you look at all the data presented to you. You feel me?
And then Sykkuno would say, because I've never done like this kind of thing before.
Oh, what the fuck is this video?
My girlfriend of 4 years. My girlfriend become obsessed with a male streamer. Which she would say, 4 years. You don't like it? This was a post.
Don't let your girlfriend stop you from finding your wife.
Has recently become obsessed with a male streamer, and I feel really uncomfortable about it. This was a post made on the subreddit r/relationship.
My 27 male of 4 years as obsessed with a male streamer.
Advice around the end of 2020. What was particularly shocking here is that barely just a few days after making that initial post, he'd end up breaking up with his girlfriend. Her obsession with that streamer was that irrational. And during that time, she wasn't the only one who might have felt this way. That's because the male streamer in question here was none other than Sykkuno.
Dude, he's so fine, I can't. Chat, he's so fine, I can't. Chat, like...
A name and face that had become a core memory of the COVID-19 pandemic, more specifically when everyone was locked up in their homes. In the span of less than a year, he would go from having 1,000 average viewers on Twitch to 50,000, even.
Okay. What the video doesn't say, and the video obviously is trying to hide the truth of who I am. Hold on now. I made Among Us. I made Rust. I made the Minecraft meta. Hold on. And then I made RP meta. Back to back to back. It's like Shaquille O'Neal dunking on the rim.
Orlando Asian
Bang,
Warrior.
bang, bang.
Having a stream where he peaked at over 100,000 concurrent viewers. What he'd be most known for was his gameplay of Among Us with his friends, who happened to be very big content creators as well.
Who he would marinate and he would put him in a fucking coffin. Yo, he would lie them, manipulate them, and then put him in a coffin.
Not only would he get tens of thousands of concurrent viewers on Twitch, but he would get millions upon millions of views on his YouTube channel as well. And while his rise to fame is definitely incredibly impressive, what was truly unparalleled here is his extremely high ratio of female viewers, confirmed to having been higher than any of his other content creator friends.
This guy's modding. This guy, let's be honest, no disrespect, I don't know this guy, maybe he fine too, but let's give it a buck. You kind of wishes it was him a little bit.
His handsome look, his anime sounding voice, and his witty jokes made women go rabid. In fact, there was also a joke that he would turn male fans gay. But what made him
that's what happened to me. That's what happened to me.
Desirable is just how socially awkward he was. He was innocent in an endearing way. He was a boy failure that needed a woman to fix him. In a nutshell, he was this picture,
97.
almost allergic to other women. He just couldn't handle anything romantic. He would get too flustered. This made many of his fans want to be the one to finally fix him. But make no mistake here, this was all a perfectly crafted image that he had made for himself. He wanted you to think that he was innocent, naive, a boy failure, someone who's inexperienced in relationships and would never hurt a fly. Because in reality, behind this mirage, this illusion, there was a master manipulator, a serial cheater, and a predator. Someone who would make it a point for many years.
No, chat, you guys, you better debunk this real quick. Because that's crazy. Guys, I didn't look at the posts. I saw the main post, and that is a crazy...
To target smaller content creators, take full advantage of the fact that he was one of the most desirable men in the streaming world, all while making it seem like he had no experience with women, and that...
In order for this to be true, you have to establish a few things. Okay, let me explain what that is. To have a power dynamic, you need to, okay, hold on. You need to have a power dynamic that exists, one, and establish that. Two, he would have to use the power dynamic, right? That's two. And three, he would need to have a pattern of using that to his advantage. That's kind of the basis of it. And if that's true, then fuck him for that. Boom.
It just might be romantic. They just might be that special someone who can fix him. What he would somehow forget to tell them, though, is that he had been in a monogamous relationship since 2021. But you don't have to take my word for it, because he admits to everything in a recorded voice call with the victim herself. And on top of that, that same victim, who goes by the name of Hemamal VT, would choose to write a Google Doc that shows the entire timeline, her and Sykkuno's DMs together, as well as the DMs of another victim that actually slept with Sykkuno while being totally oblivious to the fact that he has been in a relationship since 2020.
Totally oblivious.
This might be one of the most impactful and longest running...
Oh my god! $950? Yo.
Lies in content creation history. I want to thank the two victims in question for trusting me with this very heavy topic and for allowing me to make the first comprehensive video on it. So without further ado,
it's yours.
Let's get right into this mess. All right, so first off, who the hell is Sykkuno?
Yo, don't dox him like that.
Streaming career, he actually used to be a software engineer working in the Bay Area of California.
Yo,
his
he hotmailed him.
Office life would change forever, though, when he would meet Lily Pichu, a well-known content creator who actually started making content as far back as 2012. However, when they met, she was far from being the very well-known content creator that we know today. It was back during the Season 3 World Championship for League of Legends during the year of 2013, so barely a year into her content creator journey. Sykkuno would be aware of her content. He'd reach out to her and would want to meet her, saying that they're both at the same place. Lily Pichu agreed, thinking, oh, am I about to meet a fan? That's awesome. She'd be absolutely shocked when that fan would show up with a massive bouquet of flowers. As she was about to thank him, he would run away back to his cousins. According to him, these were his only friends at the time. He was that lonely. He was simply too embarrassed to interact with her further. This interaction left a good impression on Lily Pichu, and they kept in touch for years to come. In fact, as she would start her streaming journey, she'd play with her friends, and one of those friends would be Sykkuno. Her viewers would start to express...
Chat, in my opinion, chat, you bring flowers when you go on a date, but it starts at somebody's house, kind of. Because otherwise, what do you do with the flowers? What do you put them? You need to conserve them, put them in water. You don't want to go around with this big ass bouquet. Like, oh, we're gonna go to Disneyland, and I got this big ass bouquet of flowers. Guys, let's have some fun. Let's go to the restaurant. I got this bouquet of flowers though, guys. Hold on. Like, it's fucking annoying. Like, you bring it to somebody's house, they put him in a fucking pot, put him in some water, bang, donezo.
Interest in him, especially seeing that his voice sounded like
Or
an
platinum.
anime character. There was genuine demand in her community to know what he looked like. What they didn't know, though, was that Lily Pichu had already shown him. He was there with her when she went to Summoners Con 2015, and he was right there with her in her vlog. But most of her community were
This video was coordinated at release with the Google Doc. They've been working on it for weeks. So this guy's in on it.
simply not aware of this. So seeing that there was growing demand to see what he looked like, they decided to do a face reveal live on Lily Pichu's stream around the year of 2020.
Who the fuck is that?
Very much love, man. xQcL.
Yo, that's not him. That's not him.
19.
Yeah. You're such a. Oh, okay. Here we go. Wait, you're actually so much braver than I thought.
Only because you're here.
All right, I'm ending stream.
Get up.
And as you can see, the chat was definitely not disappointed. In fact, Lily Pichu had such an impact on Sykkuno that she would be, well, the main reason why he would start streaming. And you can hear him say that himself.
So what convinced you to start streaming?
Oh, Lily actually.
And speaking of streaming, he would start doing so shortly after revealing his face on Lily Pichu's stream. He'd start in the beginning of 2019 with barely under 100 viewers, but as the months would go by, he would start to get very rapid growth. He would really start putting in serious hours by August 2019, and within just 1 year, by August 2020, he'd be sitting at 8.
When I made Among Us, say it, man. He just keeps not saying it, and it fucking annoys me. He just keeps omitting to say it.
1,000 average viewers, reaching a peak of 15,000. But how? Why? Well, during his streams, he would continue playing with Lily Pichu. And seeing that Lily Pichu has a lot of big content creators that she calls friends, she would introduce them to Sykkuno. It turned out that this guy was very easy to talk to. He was witty, he made jokes, and the communities of the many streamers actually enjoyed his company. All of these factors combined would be the perfect catalyst for when the quarantine season of COVID-19 would arrive. He would start to play the game Among Us with some of the biggest content creators on the planet, and within just 4 months, he would go from 8,000 average viewers all the way up to 50,000 average viewers, peaking at 100.
And then what happens over here? What happens over, fucking look at it. What happens over here? What happens over here?
1,000 viewers in one stream. He was gaining 500,000 followers every single month. In just the span of like a year and a half, he had gone from being a mid-tier streamer to one of the biggest on the entire platform. It wasn't just Twitch though. He would be getting millions upon millions of views on his YouTube videos as well. He was killing it on every single platform he was on. And so by 2022...
This guy sounds like the guy on YouTube channel who makes the videos. He drank 5 Red Bulls in one sitting. Then he could feel his heart palpitation happening. He started sweating from his forehead.
When YouTube was aggressively recruiting Twitch streamers to stream on their platforms instead, offering them multi-million-dollar deals, they targeted Sykkuno, seeing that he's extremely brand friendly, has a very loyal audience, and had become a household name in such a short time. So on May 2nd, 2022, he would announce to the world that he was moving to YouTube on a 2-year exclusive contract. And as you can tell by the engagement, this post went viral. What I really want you to understand though is just how valuable he was seen by companies and platforms. Back when YouTube was aggressively recruiting talents that were on Twitch and their confidence and hubris, seeing that they completely dominated the streaming scene at the time, would never bother.
I'll let him ramble, but this feels a little bit like he's almost setting up a narrative or whatever. But maybe it's not a bad narrative. I'll let him
offering
cook.
A counter offer. On the very rare occasion that they did, it was a very big deal, and guess what? They made an exception to Sykkuno. They gave him a counter offer higher than YouTube. Sykkuno would go back to YouTube and show them Twitch's new offer, and YouTube would offer to pay even more. His contract alone is estimated to be around $5 million. Sykkuno, though, also had interests in other communities, such as VTubers. In 2023, for an April Fool's joke, he would debut his first VTuber model, extending his reach to a new niche community. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because at some point he was invited to a call with the Senator Bernie Sanders alongside Valkyrae and Pokimane. And instead of showing his face, he chose to be a VTuber. This was so ridiculous and it went so viral that he inadvertently kind of became a spokesperson for VTubing in one stream. I mean, God,
I don't mind
wanted
that.
a piece of that guy. You would see him everywhere, collabing with everyone. And this was partly due to his very loyal and almost rabid fan base. But it was, of course, all by design. You see, back in 2023,
Whoa.
Pokimane would make the very interesting revelation that Sykkuno had the highest female demographic fan base compared to any other streamer, her included.
Buddy.
She would compare his level.
He's got the anime voice, right? But also kind of looks anime-alike. And people couldn't get enough of it. It is what it is.
Love you, X.
Most guys that have the anime voice look like shit. Most people that will what? What's that question mark? Also, oh yeah, what does it mean by that? Wait a minute. He has a nice skin, nice proportions, very nice, young-looking male. He is of anime proportions. It doesn't even do him being Asian. Like, is this racist? Is this like? It has nothing to do with that. He has the anime a proportion, absolutely
Fame and the way his fans acted towards him to K-pop idols. He simply wasn't seen like the run-of-the-mill Twitch streamer. No, there was definitely more to this. And one of the main reasons why this worked out so well is because he was seen as a boy failure. No, not the kind of guy who's unemployed and lives in a dump and smells like shit. I'm talking about the ideal boy failure. The guy who's handsome, smells nice, doesn't live in a dump, but is instead just a hopeless romantic. Someone who turns all red when you want to initiate physical contact. The most innocent, naive soul imaginable. The appeal of a boy failure isn't necessarily that he's a failure. It's the fact that he's perfect, but just needs one person to fix him. And that's
and he has wrists too? Yo. Chat, this could be you. Just get some wrists.
Significant chunk of his fan base felt. If you've watched my channel before, then it's not too different from a girl failure that has a male audience that wants to fix her. It's the same parasocial mess. This can be very easily seen in some of the most viral fan-made videos of Sykkuno, like this one for example, sitting at over 3 million views. Sykkuno tells his trauma about girls. Sykkuno trusts his friend, Disguised Toast, more than the girls. So this guy had barely any romantic experience, and yet still, he had his heart broken. He needs a woman that will fix him and tell him it'll be okay. And maybe she'll be one of his fans. If only he knew how handsome and amazingly desirable he was, though. Because he's another fan-made video. Everyone's simping for Sykkuno because who doesn't? I mean, God, if only he wasn't a boy failure and understood how smooth he was with women. But he's too naive. Because guess what? This video sitting over 4 million views is titled Sykkuno being smooth with girls for 14 minutes. Yeah, I think you get the point by now, right? This image of him that was so carefully crafted would attract a very large female audience. It would also allow him to be one of the only male streamers to constantly be able to hang out with a majoritarily female friend group without him or them getting in trouble with their fan bases due to jealousy. The guy was innocent, allergic to love, and he wouldn't hurt a single fly. This allowed him to do things that other male content creators could never do. Like, dude, this is him sniffing the armpit.
I think it's setting up the narrative that it's carefully crafted for a certain goal, right? When it can be absolutely perfectly fine. But if he's trying to not be, if let's say you have a relationship and he was trying to hide it for people so that it was private, being non-flirtatious, not entertaining any sort of flirting or whatever is respectful. It's nice. It's chill. So that crafted perfectly image can go both ways. It can be because you're a predator trying to set those up so that you can get fan with her, or that you can be a nice, like, you know what I mean?
Fusely at some point during a podcast when they were talking about body odor. This is how much he was trusted around women. And even though his audience was very obsessed over him, they saw him as so awkward, so incapable of understanding what love or social cues mean that this was fine. They didn't mind because they were going to be the ones to fix him anyway. So it comes as no surprise that yes, some relationships literally ended over the girl's obsession over him. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if some gay relationships ended because of the same reason too. He was just not much of a sensation, and that crafted image he built around himself was just so believable and convincing. And so he'd keep on doing what he's always done, and after his 2-year contract with YouTube would finally end, during May 2024, he would make his grand comeback to Twitch, peaking at over 26,000 viewers. However, his viewer count would slowly begin to drift. And by April 2026, he'd be sitting at 1,665 average viewers, a far cry from the peak of the pandemic back at 50,000. He also stopped collabing with larger content creators as much as he used to, mostly sticking to himself. But hell, I mean, 1,600 average viewers is still very easy to make a...
It's not a fall off. Like I hate, dude. There's no big meta to grind to farm. Like, he doesn't want to do the fucking what everybody does bullshit. And yo, it's the cycle. It's the cycle of the career in the space. Like, it's like He's a grown-ass man who's at 30 something years old. Okay, he's made a lot of money with his YouTube deal, and it's a blessing he even went back to Twitch and started shooting again. I mean, he broke it was ready off. He was just doing his thing, man. Like now he just enjoys being at the computer, playing games, talking to the mic, and being a VTuber. How's that problem? I'm telling you, and I don't want to be rude. This guy wishes that were him, 100%. And creators will always hide this from you, and they're always going to try to disguise that opinion. But he absolutely wishes he could stop hardcore competing and beating the algorithm, so he could just chill, make something that he just wants to, not giving a fuck about the result, because he doesn't give a fuck about the result. This is what this guy wants, 100%.
Living off of. He had made his millions of dollars, had this incredibly obsessive fan base. As far as content creator careers go, this really wasn't so bad. The guy was a multimillionaire. What people weren't aware of, though, is that for many years, since becoming a viral sensation, he would use his status as Sykkuno, as the most desirable streamer imaginable, as this K-pop idol, to pursue relationships with smaller or up-and-coming content creators, whether they be cosplayers or VTubers.
No, go back. I'm not gonna let him get away with this. Hold on.
Since becoming a viral sensation, he would use his status as Sykkuno, as the most desirable streamer imaginable, as this K-pop idol, to pursue relationships with small...
That's going to be hard to prove. That is a pretty quick... Chat, I'm going to be honest with you. Just coming to this video, I'm unbiased. I didn't watch the video. That's a really crazy thing to say. It's pretty wild, and if that were me, I wouldn't let it fly. So, if it's untrue, I will defend him, because that's fucking bullshit.
Smaller or up-and-coming content creators, whether they be cosplayers or VTubers, manipulating them into thinking that they were special, all in the hopes of hooking up with them and while being in a monogamous relationship. This is the real Sykkuno. And now we finally have proof. Hemamol VT, who I'll refer to as Mal from now on, is someone who has been making content for the last year. She occasionally streams from time to time, but also tends to post cosplays on her Twitter profile, some of them being revealing. Those revealing cosplays would catch Sykkuno's attention, and he'd follow her on Valentine's Day of 2026. Within barely a few days, he would start talking about how they should move in together into the same house, all while having a girlfriend. When Mal would find out about the girlfriend, she would decide to write a Google document. The Google document would contain Mal's side of the story as well as Elfie Leah's side of the story. Another VTuber who, of course, also posts cosplays from time to time, which is why Sykkuno was interested in her to begin with. She also had no idea that Sykkuno had a girlfriend and would meet up with him during December 2025 in Paris when he would travel for a convention. Unlike Mal, though, she would actually end up sleeping with Sykkuno, again, completely oblivious that he has a girlfriend. They would both share their stories and the DMs with Sykkuno in the Google document. This document would be 32 pages long, and it would detail both of their experiences with Sykkuno, leading up to the revelation of the fact that he has a girlfriend, as well as a link to the full 17-minute YouTube video in which Mal would confront Sykkuno about cheating on his girlfriend with her. Here's how it would start off. On Valentine's Day of this year, I was followed on Twitter by Sykkuno. I thought it was amazing that such a big content creator even knew I existed, let alone followed me on social media. He had been my role model and someone I looked up to for a long time, ever since my days in high school. However, what I learned about Sykkuno after that day would make me regret my decision. Sykkuno is not the kind, soft-spoken character you see on stream. He is a serial cheater, liar, and manipulator who uses his status to get what he wants from as many women as possible, or specifically, ones who are smaller or up-and-coming content creators, knowing that he can take advantage of them. After confiding in many others that have had similar experiences with Sykkuno, I realized that this was not an isolated incident. In fact, it was something that had been going on for multiple years. He always made sure to cover his tracks and never left a paper trail significant enough for someone to make this public. But now, this has all changed. These are serious allegations.
Chat, I've said this about all the other creator drama we've seen before. For this to be true, it has to be deliberate. And you have to be able to see it. What I mean by that is that if you have the basis that if you're a bigger creator, you cannot date anybody lower, because that means that you're using your fame, then it's very reductive. It's reductive, and it's genuinely just it's just a bad trend to go down, because it's just, that means that you're locked out. You can only date higher, but then that would mean that if you date higher, then that person's taking advantage of you then, right? It has to be a deliberate act where you are using that and you are taking measures that take the power dynamic and consumes that to get what you. And that has to be shown. And I
fully understand that this should not be treated lightly. I urge all other content creators who have been personally affected by Sykkuno's behavior.
Okay, for example, oh yeah, if we're together, I mean, we would go to all the cool parties, all the cool guys, and the famous people. If we're together, if you think about it, your viewer count is going to rise, and you're going to be up there, right? That's what you get with me because I'm such a big creator or whatever. Oh, like that's more on the predatory side for sure.
To not remain silent, as I believe that there's strength in numbers. This document will not only include proof from me, but from another victim who has given me her consent as well. Below, you will find evidence that will expose his calculated pattern of love bombing and manipulation, as well as a recording of a voice call where he explicitly admits to all his wrongdoings, everything. Alright, so already this is one hell of an intro to the document, right? One thing I want to...
99% of the people that say love bomb, it's actually not love bombing, but it's all good. I'll let it fly for now.
Point out is the urging of all other content creators who have been personally affected by Sykkuno to come out about this. As I had already mentioned, there are many people who were affected by his actions throughout the years. In fact, if Sykkuno traveled to any expo or convention or event, then you can bet a hefty sum of money that he always had someone there who he flew out, hoping that he could bring them to his hotel room. Anyway, the next section of the document would be titled, Our First Conversation. After Valentine's Day, I was so excited about him following me that I told a friend who then urged me to strike up a conversation. I finally worked up
I was so excited about him following me that I told a friend
the courage to send him a DM, and he replied right away. So here we can see on the 15th of February, Mal would send, "Are you still looking for a Valentine's date perhaps?" To which Sykkuno would say, so innocently, "What? You can't just open up with something like that? And besides, Valentine's Day's almost over where I'm from already." To which she would reply with, "I mean, we can always do a Valentine's Day do-over, you know?" In the same first conversation, he brought up what kind of games he liked to play and invited me to play with him after a convention.
Chat.
On the left image, we can see them.
Chat, I gotta be honest with you. If you post private shit like this, again, in my opinion, if it doesn't give more, very much needed context for what you're trying to say, it's automatically wrong. It's weird. I don't agree with it. Because if the point you're trying to prove is, I made contact and we spoke. If you show a DM, sure, fair enough. But then you show all the stages of normal talk, it's just odd. It's odd. I don't like it. It doesn't help anybody. It's just gonna, it's sneaky. It's
discussing sleep schedules, right? Understanding what time it is for her, what time it is for him. On the right image, we can see him say, "What games do you like to play?" I'm like a massive game player.
Because it means that you can hide all the times where you were quirky and it didn't hit and you did some weird or said something that was kind of too far, and you can frame it exactly the way you want to. Make your point, move on.
Usually how I meet people or make friends, to be honest. In the next couple of images, we can see Sykkuno talk about the game he was playing, which was Outlast Trials, saying that maybe Mal could carry him. She would agree, give him her Discord, and then wonder, "Hey, are you done soon with your stream? Because I'm getting tired." She hadn't slept all night. She was pulling an all-nighter. He'd apologize for
Outlast Trials. I play it, but I'm pretty bad. Can you carry me? I play it. Yo, guilty. I don't give a shit. We can skip the whole rest of the video. I don't give a guilty of everything.
Taking so long, and then he'd say that he has a convention to go to. So after making her wait for like a few hours, he would say, "Hey, listen, can we just play tomorrow? I have a convention to go to." And they would agree, "Okay, let's play after the convention." This is what would lead us to the next section. Interest in where I live. For context, this is still the same day as the first conversation, only moved to Discord in a few hours apart since I'm EU time zone and he's US time zone. So yeah, these DMs have the timestamp of 10 a.m. EU time. The last DMs we can see on Twitter were at 9 a.m. So this is barely an hour later after they added each other. Mal would continue by saying, "Things started out innocently enough with him inquiring about fun things to do near where I live, such as aquariums and conventions, TwitchCon EU specifically. I'd like to point out that I said we could go on a date to make up for Valentine's. He not once expressed to me any discomfort or that he wasn't single." So yeah, this is how it goes. If someone expresses interest in you, right, you typically tell them fairly quickly.
Is all this about the fact that he cheated? I don't give a shit. Well, I mean, wait. All of this is the fact that he cheated? I have to be honest with you. I don't give a fuck. I don't
You're
care.
already in a committed relationship. You don't just let things slide. Mal had no reason to think that Sykkuno was already taken. Otherwise, he would have said something after she proposed a date. He'd ask, "Did they have an aquarium? I'm a big fan of aquariums." She'd say, "There's artists in Amsterdam. Can make it a date, to make up for Valentine's." He'd only reply with, "Oh, what? Lol?" Continuing on with his innocent persona, but he'd never say, "Oh, no, actually, wait, like, I want to meet up as friends. I'm actually in a relationship." Not once. The next section will be titled, Following My Private Instagram. he would also follow my personal private Instagram that is only available to my IRL friends and family while using his official Sykkuno account. So we can see an image of Sykkuno following her with her personal account name being hidden since it's personal. The next section we titled Making Plans to Meet Me in Person. So bear in mind, this was the next day, okay, the 16th of February. They had started talking on the 15th, he followed her on the 14th. The document would say, in this 2-hour Discord gaming call, the same day as our first conversation, Sykkuno made plans to meet me IRL. It was set to be the same weekend as Dokumi 2026 since he...
How about you, Ryan said, we made plans to meet IRL. Guys, I really don't like when people post their own POV of shit and like, this guy was doing this and he was gonna come to my house. And the couple was like, yo, wanna hang out? Yeah, okay. We can go to my house, we can go outside. Oh, let's go to my house. He made some plans to infiltrate my residence, to enter my personal space, this fucking motherfucker. Fuck you.
Was flying over anyway to attend TwitchCon EU. Going to the aquarium would be our first date. I also learned that there is a 15-year age gap between us. Right, so look, I personally spoke to the victim about this. I asked, like, would that usually have been like a red flag or a turnoff? She said yes. But the thing is, this is Sykkuno we're talking about here, right? So she made an exception, because as you saw in the intro of this document, she used to watch him in high school. She genuinely looked up to him. To say that she was starstruck was an understatement, and that's exactly what he was counting on. Now, while keeping that 15-year age gap in mind, this next section definitely hits different. It's titled,
Boy, is it 30? Okay, no, I didn't laugh. Yo, why did I do that? Why did I fucking do that? Okay, she was 20 and he was 35 in 2000 and... Guys.
Making plans to move in together. These messages would be on the 17th of February, 2 days after they started talking. It would say, with Sykkuno, our relationship moved so incredibly fast, it almost felt like a dream. It was like he could make anything I wanted happen. And as someone as prolific and successful as him, I had no reason to doubt anything he said to me. These screenshots show that Sykkuno and I were intending to...
Everybody knows this. And as a viewer, you might not understand this again. You cannot date somebody unless you live very nearby or you live together. Because you're not going out of the house. And most of the time, you're on a dog schedule and you're at home. It is not possible. Not possible. And again, framing that it's him. He said, move into my domain. Sykkuno, he said, move into my lair. Like, yo.
Adopt a cat and have me possibly move into his house. I told him we couldn't get a cat yet due to me not being a US citizen and possibly having visa issues. Keep in mind, this conversation happened 2 days after the first conversation. So in this first image of these set of DMs, we can see them talking about pets in general, right? About how he might be allergic to certain pets, about how his current dog doesn't trigger his allergies. So they start discussing the prospect of getting a cat. Mal would say, I mean, if I'm there anyways, we'll have to think of a name, though. To which Sykkuno would say, yeah, but I don't know if I can take care of it myself. Mal would say, or we're just going to name it Cat. He'd say, you'll have to stay to help take care of it, lol. To which he'd say, I'm okay with that. Though I don't know how that would work with me staying there. I can't stay forever either, you know, because I'm not an American citizen and I'll also probably have to go back as well. Because I mean, I hope at least that I can go back to studying end of this year. And like in general, everything is so expensive. And then he'd say, oh yeah, that's true. Okay, maybe we can get a cat together another time then. Besides, don't you already have a cat? Which he'd say, yeah, but they're my dad's. Also, did you finally order the food? And he'd say, oh, I see.
Noting, so if he genuinely was using his status or he was a predator, he could pull the card that, oh yeah, if you're with me because of my status, I could get you a visa, a working visa or whatever. I could get you this or that. He could absolutely fucking flex that.
Have to bring them if you just moved somewhere. To which she'd say, no, I guess not though. I'd miss them so much, so I definitely have to get new pets. So barely a couple days after speaking to each other, Sykkuno's out here discussing getting a pet together, taking care of it, raising it together, and looking into the possibility of her maybe moving in together with him one day. This was as he was sharing a home with his girlfriend.
I still have problem with this.
Lying about being single and dating history. In this screenshot, Sykkuno said he has only ever had one relationship his entire life. I would eventually find out that was a lie, and that he had been dating and living in the same house as his girlfriend for years, and that I was not the only girl on the internet that he spoke to on a daily basis.
Okay. What if that one girlfriend was his one relationship though?
So here we can see DMs of them discussing this topic. Mal would say, I mean, you've been in relationships before. It's not like it's your first relationship, referencing what they might potentially have going on. To which he'd reply with, I don't know, lol. I've only actually dated someone once and they broke up with me, so yeah, I think I'm just not very good, so it's probably just a me issue. To which he'd say, did you never do anything for your ex, at all? To which he'd say, I mean, I think I did. I don't think she thought I did. So yeah, but I mean, everyone has their own way of what they want. So it's important to be are you getting what you want? And if you're not, I totally understand. Mal, of course, would want to inquire as to what he was saying. What do you mean you think you did? Like what? But he'd never specify, and he'd always keep it vague. Keeping up this persona that he crafted, the one that was allergic to love, that had no idea, what was going on with women. This would lead us right into the next section titled...
So all these conclusions, but it's not going to elaborate on what that is. I mean, to make the point over here, you have to show the next, and it just cuts off.
That had no idea what was going on with women. This would lead us right into the next section titled Sexting. We texted every single day, and these interactions would be charged with flirting and suggestive topics. I would send him suggestive pictures and audios, and he would confirm that he'd touch himself to them. Additionally, he'd always act flustered and inexperienced, keeping up the illusion of his on-stream innocent persona. We'd also regularly talk about date ideas and things we'd like to do together in the future when we'd meet up IRL. Topics that are usually discussed between two adults who are clearly romantically interested in each other. On top of texting, we also called almost every single day, even after he'd streamed for over 8 hours. We talk and play games regularly.
Than in real life.
Thing I'd notice is that every time we called and when he spoke, he'd be whispering and never
Cheat in real life, I sleep. Cheat in Among Us, cheat in Battleship, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm all out. I couldn't give a shit. If you cheat in my video game, you're fucked. I will go after you.
never fully use his voice. His excuse was that it's because he was tired after a long stream, and I didn't really find that to be suspicious. Using your voice for 8 hours in a row does exhaust it after all. I now realize that he was quiet because his girlfriend lived with him and he didn't want her to hear. So in this first set of DMs, we can see them discussing things to watch together. Sykkuno saying, let's watch something. Mal would say we should. He would say, let's watch a cooked Netflix dating show because those are funny, or both. And Mal would say we should. And do you also want to play games like Helldivers or Overwatch or etc.? In the next image, we can see them discussing the spicy audio that she sent him at some point. He'd say, you do too. She would say, yeah, like in that audio recording I sent you, to which she would act flustered over and say, huh? Oh my god. Well, yes, you really sounded cute in that too.
Yeah, exposing sexting is awful. I said it. People that expose sexting will always make themselves look like, oh, I just said this. I just said that. And then it's like, bro, it's gonna cringe, sure. When you're straight boned, brother, like, you're not thinking. Brother, it's a biology thing. Okay? You have only so much blood in your body. Okay? What happens when you get a massive fucking stone on? Like, brother, all the blood rushes to the tip, and there's less blood into the fucking brain. You can think less. You have less blood flowing to the fucking into the head. You know what I mean?
Would say, did you ever re-listen to it, or only that once? In the next screenshot, we can see them discussing going on a gym date. Mal expressed to him how much she enjoys going to work out at the gym, and so Sykkuno would inquire about what a gym date looks like. This is when they discuss it more. In the next two set of DMs, we can see them talking about more spicy topics. Mal would say, you get flustered so easily. And then Sykkuno would say, because I'm not. I've never done like this kind of thing before, lol. To which she would say, and? You don't like it? He'd continue saying, which is crazy because I'm older than you, but like I haven't really dated much, so. And then Mal would say, so? You have me now. He'd reply with, my XP bar is low, but no, I do it. I've never gotten something like this before. Yes, I like it. It's so good. I can't wait to use it later. As in, I can't wait to grill my sausage to it later, whatever she sent. To which she would reply with, you know, I've kind of wondered if you've ever touched yourself while watching what I send you. To which he'd say, what? Why would you wonder that? She'd say, well, because they're spicy pictures and videos. Of course, I wonder if you put them to use. And then he'd say, I'll definitely put this one to use. She'd say, so you've never done so before? And then he would say, maybe in all caps, with a flustered sweating emoji. This is when she'd put her foot down and say, I want a yes.
But what does this give? Yeah, guys, I'm gonna be honest. What does this? Why is this even posted? What does that add to the topic? Like we get it. Some sexting is happening. Like this doesn't add anything. It's just, this is annoying.
Or no. And then he would say, yes, of course I have. How could I not? Overall, these DMs were a balance of spicy and wholesome, just like what you'd expect when two people are romantically interested in each other, saying goodnight to each other, inquiring on their health. He'd compliment.
If anything, I'm gonna say it. If anything, yo, were those sent unprompted? Prompted? I mean, the suggestion of sending the picture, of using the picture, all comes from this person. So when it comes down to those endeavors, she's a lot more pushing than he is. If anything, he's been kind of a gentleman, low key. And yeah, that's my take on it.
Met her on her appearance. She'd say, I love getting compliments from you.
Now, reverse the roles. Here's my raw butthole right there. Are you gonna use that? Are you gonna use that right now? Did you ever use it before? Use it. Like, okay, well, if you reverse the roles, it looks a lot worse. You know?
Good morning, handsome. What are you up to?
Yeah, whoa,
but this romantic.
Okay, well, that's not a weird. That's not a weird. That's not a weird.
Interest wouldn't just be expressed with words. No, for Sykkuno, he'd make sure to express it financially too. This is what would lead us to the next section, titled Sugar Daddy. Less than a month later, Sykkuno would randomly ask for my PayPal account in DMs. He'd then waste.
Next take goes on like this. If you're portraying that you have a sugar daddy, okay, and the guy has $1 million contracts, and he sent you $281 and hold on, 16 cents. I'm gonna be honest with you. muted. I'm muting. I'm not receptive to that. That does not qualify as that. And you could try to portray this whatever in one way. You need to give this some contextualization, at least.
No time in sending me money unprompted, something that I'd later realize was simply a
unprompted
behavioral pattern that he'd employ with women he'd express interest in. I want to reiterate that I have never asked him for his money, and he did this of his own volition. He bought me both a gym jacket.
Now post the screenshot. Now, it would actually be very well in context to get the hour that this was donated to, the hour of the night or the day, and go to the Discord, type that date, go to and see what were you in a call and were you texting at this exact time, because this could be, oh yo, but I really like this cool thing, and I'm like $200 short, and I really like it. I'll pay back later, whatever. I mean, you can contextualize this in a bazillion ways.
Below, and Resident Evil 9, because I had expressed interest in that game. Here we can see two payments. The first one sent on the 28th of February 2026, 81 euros, and the second one being 200 euros on the 5th of March 2026. The sender was the business, Sykkuno. He'd innocently asked for a PayPal username on the 28th of February.
Also, and this might sound crazy, Chad, but I'm not biased. This will make sense if it's for the game, because you cannot gift a EU person a game if you're from NA. Because of original pricing, Steam doesn't let you gift a game to somebody else. End of story.
Was the business, Sykkuno. He'd innocently asked for a PayPal username on the 28th of February. He'd start off the conversation with, you still aren't asleep either? To which she'd say, I fell asleep.
If you're gonna play games with somebody, and you ask them to play games, and you're rich as fuck, and you wanna play this for a few hours? It's a $9 game. Hey, by the way, I'm a multimillionaire. Would you like to play this video game with me? It's only $116. If buying the game for them is perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine.
Woke up again because I'm having trouble sleeping. He would then say, oh, well, good morning. And what's your PayPal so I can buy you games later? She'd say, huh? Straight to the point. Jesus, I need to update my email to my PayPal because it's my old name from before I rebranded. When he would send her money for a gym jacket, at some point she'd say, want me to send it?
I make Greek buy games because he's fucking fat. If he has less money to buy food, he will shed some weight, yo. Yo, $80 that's going to fucking RE9 or whatever is $80 that's not going to a burger.
Back? To which he'd say,
Bang.
no, I wanted you to get a nice gym vest, lol. Especially because it seems like you're really passionate about working out, so I thought it'd be nice. And then you can remember me when you're wearing it. I thought it was a cute idea. She'd buy one.
Okay, now hear me on this taken. If the context of this is that you're being love bombed, right? It would be your job in this case to show some form of restraint, or to kind of be like, no, you would have to at least make an attempt, in my opinion, to be like, well, no, that's my take on it. That's my take on it. If you are uncomfortable with the too many, yo, we just met, blah blah. Yo, you don't have to do all this, whatever. Explain how this is a bad take. That's a bad take. If somebody wants and will willingly take, and it's very little for the other person, and it makes them happy, so be it. It would have to be a constant bang, unprompted, against all resistance. That's not a bad take. That's what it is. I
Thought it'd be nice. And then you can remember me when you're wearing it. I thought it was a cute idea. She'd buy one, she'd wear it, she'd send it to him, and she'd say, I wore it with the green set because I know how much you like green. She'd also make a tweet on her account while wearing it, saying, this gym jacket is literally so comfy, the muscle mommy arc will be real. So up until this point, this was Mal's experience with Sykkuno. The next section is titled A Calculated Pattern of Love Bombing and Manipulation. And this is where we talked about Elphilia's side of the story. The document would say, after...
So that was 1%. Okay, that person, I could remove the whole video. All of this part, waste of my time. Absolutely worthless. Even though this exposes DMs, all DMs, whatever, there's nothing wrong with any of it. I can't see one hint of anything bad in it. If anything, considering his status, his money, and anything he is, I gotta give him some props for the restraint that he has and how he conducted himself around somebody. Boom. If anything, he gets a plus from me.
Speaking to Elphilia a few days ago, we were able to corroborate our experiences with Sykkuno and...
Here's a GIF. I already said I felt about that. It's not... we could grill him about the cheating, but that would be a pair. It's a side topic That's not. I thought being you can't say this guy's a fucking predator, okay? And also he cheated. And the main thing by being a predator is that he cheated. Well, no. How about we attack one topic at a time, right? If you make the claim predator, let's focus on that, and I'll address the cheating later. I don't give a shit. It's at that point, it's more of a whether you're personally hurt by somebody else cheating or not, but that's completely standalone.
Learned that we were both victims of this. We had no idea that he was talking to both of us at the same time. Sykkuno is known to send hundreds of dollars to the girls he wants to get involved with. This screenshot is from when he took my friend Elphilia to Paris during the 2025 TFT tournament, along with sending her 500 euros to help her move into her new apartment. You can clearly see that this was sent from his business email's PayPal account. So unlike the other image that was supplied by Mal, here
January, December, November. We're at 26 minutes into this video. Hold on. March, February. At the same time? Cap.
say, after speaking to Elphilia a few days ago, we were able to
I know it's a different girl, but this makes it seem like it's both at the same time. This makes it seem like he's doing the money thing to two people at the same time. The discrepancy is a lot of months.
Corroborate our experiences with Sykkuno and learned that we were both victims of this. We had no idea that he was talking to both of us at the same time. Sykkuno is known to send hundreds of dollars to the girls he wants to get involved with. This screenshot is from when he took my friend Elphilia to Paris during the 2025 TFT tournament. Along
2 month difference, for me, it could be a 5 day difference. I don't give a shit. You act like there's some sort of rule. Oh dude. You can't do this. You can't talk to 2 girls, you can't talk to 3 girls. Yo, it could be 5 of them. I don't really give a shit. Okay? You want to spread yourself thin and I increase your chances, whatever. So fucking be it. I don't give a fuck. At that point, like I said, the cheating is one topic. It's on its own line. And you can approach this any way you want. But this is not... I'm trying to approach the main part of the video, which is manipulator, cheater, predator. That's what we're attacking right now.
Was sending her 500 euros to help her move into her new apartment. You can clearly see that this was sent from his business email's PayPal account. So unlike the other image that was supplied by Mal, here we can clearly see this is Sykkuno at hotmail.com sending her all this money. A substantial amount, around 1,550 euros, all under his business email. Here are the DMs in which we can see that he offered to pay for her flight to TFT Paris as well as all the food and hotel fees there, pretty much taking care of her
that's unfortunate. It's expensive. Okay. Bait. I've spoken with enough women in my life to see bait when I see it. That's bait. That's so bait. Yo, that is the most bait I've seen. Guys, oh my god. Dude, TwitchCon and TFT tournament, that's so expensive. That would cost a lot of money that I don't have.
Wait, the texts are
How could I possibly afford to do this activity? Gosh darn it. Oh no. Ooh. Come on, bro.
Financially during the entire trip. So this starts off as far back as April 2025.
What I'm saying is that if they're setting this up as is the power dynamic about the money or whatever, well, I mean, you're clearly comfortable with the act of receiving if you're baiting it. Come on, bro. I mean, bro. With
Sykkuno telling Elphilia, I'm probably going to Paris later this year for sure. I'm not sure on TwitchCon yet. I'm afraid I don't know enough people. He'd say, you should come to Paris when I go to it. Is it close? To which she'd say, Paris is pretty easy to go to, yeah, since it's in the European Union. He'd say, you better hang out then when I go there. She'd reply with, I'll have to see because I know nothing and no one there and it's expensive. To which he would say, I'll pay for it. Don't worry. She'd say, whoa, really? You do that? And then he'd say, yeah, of course. And all the food. She'd of course be ecstatic about this and say, you'd have to deal with my annoying ass though. And he would say, but you gotta choose places to eat, like the restaurants. And she'd say, deal. One day later, he'd reiterate, you're fine, you never have to pay for anything, don't worry, lol. How much is the flight usually from Netherlands to Paris and back? Because she lived in the Netherlands at the time. I think I'm going for like a TFT tournament or something like that. On the 10th of December 2025, we can see her saying, I'm boarding
I'm a dumbass. Explain I'm a dumbass. You can't just say you do an ad hominem and say why it's a dumbass. Like, you act like I'm not familiar with those topics and I don't understand it. Like, if it's forceful and it's clearly there's some resistance, it is your job as a person to reel back, like, okay, let's not do. Clearly, there's some form of distance here or whatever. Otherwise, that's fine. Like, otherwise, the dating pool becomes like so.
He cheated, which is bad, but why are they calling
it has to be somebody of your size creator. It has to be that has as much money, as much influence. Bro, at the point you can only date like one person. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna say zero. Like,
see you soon.
Just,
to which he would reply with, see you soon. You have the hotel info, right? Since they were going to share a room. This brings us to the next section titled Elphilia's Experience. Elphilia would talk to Sykkuno on and off for the span of 5 years. During that time, she had absolutely no idea that he had a girlfriend in the 5 years that she had known him, and on and off flirted with him. Anytime she would bring up the topic of his love life, he would give the response of playing too many games and not going out enough to meet women to date. So bear in mind, she knew him since like 2021, back when he was like the most desired man on the entirety of Twitch or the streaming space. And even with all that flirting, he never once mentioned the relationship.
Chad, do we ever hear about his girlfriend that he has at the time? Do we know if it's like an on and off thing, on break cause mad? Do we know anything about it? No? Then cheater, sure, but
relationship he's been in since 2021. So this was in the beginning of his relationship as well.
I'm not gonna make assumptions about the nature of the cheating if it's not something that can be established properly. Like, what I'm saying is that I'm not gonna fill the gaps with all the things that are favorable to this story just for the sake of the argument. I'm not, because it's unfair for the person involved. It's unfair for both parties. You don't know if they're on break for 2 months, if they're exploring options, if it's a polygamy, there are so many things that makes this plausible and not bad that I don't want to assume it's the worst possible option. I don't want to do that. It's unfair. If somebody did that to me, I would feel like I'm being attacked for no reason.
So in this next set of DMs, we can see Elphilia saying, also, I have a question for you. Why are you single? Like, how? To which he'd say, huh? That's a crazy question, lol. I think it's a combination of like playing too many games. To which he'd say, why crazy? Why is it a crazy question? The guy was desired by anyone.
Topic,
even
please.
After his viewership had fallen down a little bit, he could still DM anyone and get them to date him. It didn't make sense. The document would say, same calculated behavior and patterns, using his nerdy gamer boy facade to lure women into a false narrative. In this next set of DMs,
oh my fucking god. Yeah, this was a glazer. The guy who makes this video is a glazer. Like, this guy coordinated the release of this video because he's a big ass fucking glazer. That is what a bro. This guy is fucking rimming the fucking frosting on that. I'm not being charitable, bro. I am always on business about this. These topics are pretty touchy, and I have to be on top of my game, and I am. Like, this is just, it's uncharitable as fuck. Like, the nerdy gamer facade would have to be in a way that's predatory for it to be bad. Being flirtatious and reserved, and being that game where the other person has to be more flirtatious and they have to make the step forward is fine. It's absolutely fine. Especially in the early stages of talking. It's not a way that's predatory. It's not setting up the thing where somebody's gonna losing or it's not manipulative yet.
Nerdy gamer boy facade to lure women into a false narrative. In this next set of DMs, Elphilia would be saying, you're cute. You're this sweet to all girls, or am I just lucky? To which he'd say, wah, lol, only to the ones I think are cool. So as we can see, Elphilia is just starstruck. She can't believe this. She feels so lucky that Sykkuno, the guy who's desired by everyone, is giving her attention out of anyone else in the world. This is the effect he had on people, and he knew this.
No, it's the opposite, you fucking glazer. It's the opposite. I can't.
And just like with Mal, he would follow her personal Instagram with his official Sykkuno Instagram page. It's genuinely like a deja vu to what he did with Mal. Like, it's the same patterns. The guy had a playbook and he knew how to put it to use.
The blind spot is in his view, not hers. She is aware of how big he is and how much of a starstruck that she is. How do you expect him to know how much she's starstruck and how much he's using that to his advantage? Like, it's in the reverse.
I've seen enough.
This person has more information than he has. Because he's public, he's streaming it. All of it is all public, all official. Everything is out there. You think that it's always, oh no, he has a step up. In terms of informational value, she has a step up over him. It's actually one-sided information. She knows something about him. He knows something about her.
The document would continue. Here is proof that Sykkuno was in Paris for the TFT event around this time too, directly from his Twitter. So here you can see this was posted around the 13th of December 2025 when he was in Paris. In this first tweet on the left, we can see him taking an image of Lily Pichu, who was also there, as well as him retweeting one of TFT's tweets saying, "Ultimate bragging rights have been secured at the TFT Paris Open." This is them announcing that Sykkuno's team had won, confirming that he was indeed there. The next page of the document would show us a set of DMs between Sykkuno and Elfilia. The date would be the 3rd of March, 2026. So this would...
Wow, player. Bang. I fucking knew it. Yo, I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to be weird. I don't want to say, yo, this type of player. Plays WoW. Boom. Done.
be
Case
3
closed.
months after they had met up and hooked up. And this would be as he was talking with Mal.
Oh no, it's Sykkuno playing WoW. Fuck. Guilty then. Fuck it.
He'd say, "Oh my god, I was
How could
playing
you?"
World of Warcraft. I saw this player. It reminded me of you." That's because that player had a similar looking name. She'd say, "Oh, you got reminded of me? That's cute." To which he'd say, "Of course." "Oh, I was going to ask, were you planning on going to like Offkai or anything like that?" That's a VTuber Expo, right? To which she would say, "I wish, but unfortunately I can't. My rent is now 800 euros per month and I'm living fully off of my savings, so I canceled all my travels for the year." The document would say, to add even more salt to the wound, after Elfilia's Paris trip, in 2
I would love to go all this and do all this with you, but I have to be honest with you. Guys, I'm counting my pennies here. Dude, can you hear this? Cling, 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 cling. This is the last few coins I have in my pockets, mate. I can't possibly do this. I would need money to do this, of which you have. Oh, you have. Oh my god, I'm being love bombed. He sent me money to go to the convention. How could he? How could he? But did you hear this? I need money. I need money. You gave me money? Oh my god! Don't do that! Stop it!
weeks
Like,
after he had
really,
started
dude? What the
talking
fuck's
to
going on
me,
here, man?
saying things like how he wants to move in with me and such, he would message Elfilia asking her if she'll be at Offkai. This is proof that he'd be talking to more than one woman at the same time, planning a hookup for every event he went to. He was doing this while giving me the impression that he wanted something long-term, and all while also having a girlfriend since...
Whoa. Huh?
2021. Elfilia and I weren't friends until I found out that he was cheating on his girlfriend. This is when we both got in contact with each other and shared our stories. She deserves the
when
world.
girls get
The
together,
section
man,
would end
holy,
with both
I
Sykkuno and
cannot.
Elfilia talking about random topics, and then at the end of this DM chain, we can see Sykkuno saying, "How was your day?" To which she would reply with, "Awful. Spent the whole day crying. Crying right now. Why do some men cheat? I'll never understand."
Yo,
the document points
Yo,
out...
it's like a fucking potion being brewed, and it's like, dude, you know, Joe, when they say, my enemy's enemy is my ally, that's kind of how it is. Yeah, maybe they were kind of mad. Oh no, he's talking to her and not me, whatever. But then, when things fall apart, it's like Goku, whatever, chat. When they do the bing, and now they combine power, and then it starts cooking up some shit. Now this shit start brewing. Yo, I know what it's like, bro. Yeah, like I haven't been there, buddy. I've been there multiple times. I know what it's like, man.
This is ironic, seeing that Sykkuno is a cheater himself. So as you can see, when these two women spoke to each other and shared their stories, they were shocked. Shocked to know that they were being used so casually, and shocked to know.
Okay, used how? Yo, again, is this Glazer video guy. He uses the word used. Now explain what is being gained and explain how it's at the detriment of somebody else. Explain how somebody is losing something and the other is gaining something. You have to establish that. That has not been established.
That this man,
If anything, they used him. Bang!
was in a relationship. But how is it that he did this for years with no consequences? How is it that there are many Elfilias and Mals out there with no one saying a thing? Well, they kind of did, which is what the next section is all about. It's titled Rumors and Broken Friendships. As I mentioned in the intro, no one made a public statement before because they never had sufficient evidence. Sykkuno would always talk about the most explicit and sensitive topics in voice calls or in person, never leaving a paper trail.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck that. Fuck. Oh man, I cannot. Oh, I cannot.
This was all intentional. Rumors still managed to spread. Many content creators, both big and small, would vent to their friends about his behavior. Behind the scenes for many, he'd be known as a predator who regularly took advantage of smaller...
He'd be known. By whom? By whom? Okay, this is fan fiction. Guys, let me know when this is on Netflix. I'll watch the anime version of it because this is fucking, this is some bullshit.
Content creators. The reason why Sykkuno would abruptly stop hanging out with certain people throughout the years is because of this predatory behavior. However, he'd managed to keep enough.
Yo, man, we need to stop the buzzwording, man. Like this is genuinely, bro. I would feel terrible if somebody uses this on me. Like, predatory is insane, dude. Like, these words, chat, these words, in the realm of taking advantage of or manipulative, right? The word predatory, in my opinion, is it's a late game term of those, when you max out when you are maxing out manipulation, when you're maxing all these things, that's when things become predatory. But that's like super late game. That's like, guys, that's, if manipulation is BF sword, okay, predatory is bloodthirster. Boom.
Influential friends
It's
around
that
him to
simple.
legitimize his position in the space, especially seeing that many of those friends were women who would have normally
It's
stood in
IE.
solidarity with any sort of victim, making it seem like he was safe enough to trust because they trusted him enough to be a friend. As Elphilia spoke with Sykkuno, she'd tell him about rumors that she had heard from someone else, about how Sykkuno had a roster of readily available women, and how they all coincidentally were smaller content creators who wouldn't dare touch him if something went wrong. Elphilia.
Who else is he going to date, buddy? There's probably 2 girls of his size that probably already have fucking boyfriends. Who the fuck else? Explain it. I have to read this. Do not respond. Am I supposed to watch this? I guess I was just another number on his list. Feels bad. This is on X. I thought it wasn't even real. Blah, blah. You don't care. Don't care. So Sykkuno in February. Is that? Yo. What the fuck is that? What the fuck? Brother, who linked this? Why did they put, what did they, I took Sykkuno in February after he followed me, and I started ignoring him because I clocked him. Why he was 34 and I was like 18. If you say, okay, chat, I'm not trying to be rude. If you are making a post as a person, you know exactly what age you are, exactly, right? She knows exactly what age he is and calls it as a fact. But her own age is, I was like, yo, he was 34, 3 months, 20 minutes in on the 3rd date. I was like adulthood type beat. What the fuck is that? Like, come on, bruh. I dated him from warned people about him, warned, and got harassed. Does anyone? Okay, fuck you. Jesus fuck. Now post nothing. Now make execution and post nothing. It's like some. Anime PFP. Inaccurate statements, no proof, no receipts, dog shit, dogpiling, hashtag Me Too bullshitting. Bro, come on, bro. What the fuck's going on here? He was on a party bus, asked me if I knew what a happy ending was. Then asked for my number. I gave him the number of Domino's. I would bet every single thing I have and my organs that this is some fucking bullshit. On God.
Yeah, of course didn't believe this. After all, Sykkuno had a calculated pattern that worked perfectly in his favor. His innocent, naive demeanor wouldn't dare hurt a fly, so why would he hurt me? So here we can see DMs between Elphilia and Sykkuno. She would start this off with saying, I don't know, he said he dislikes you, referencing a friend of hers, and that you only go for girls that are small.
When is Nazo chat? I want to miss it. Because I want to see the re-entry. Re-entry is actually really fun to watch.
So you can manipulate them with your shy persona. Yet he is doing that to my friend right now. To which Sykkuno would say, oh yeah, I mean, I don't think that's true, but I guess people will say stuff randomly. I'm confused as to these people who think I'm going for them. I haven't really done that. But anyway, I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, like I said before, people who know me will know me, and I guess he just dislikes me, which is totally fine. She'd say, exactly. He did say the only reason you haven't gotten called out is because you go after small creators and they'll never...
I know, he said he dislikes you. Okay.
Expose you. If you ever need proof of anything, I have receipts, just in case he tries anything funny. Sykkuno would say, oh, I feel like the way VTubers are, they would love to try to expose their streamers, they love drama. But it's not true, so I think it's fine. I don't need receipts or anything, it's fine. But I thought he was chill, I'm kind of sad he was so angry. Elphalia would say, I know, just making sure you stay safe no matter what, love. Sykkuno would continue saying, I mean, why is he bringing up so much anyway, though? To which he'd say, he's jealous of you, I'm just playing League with him, and he brought you up out of the blue. To which he'd say, I don't think there's much to be jealous of, lol. But hopefully he feels better soon, and Elphalia ends this by saying,
so what's that? Okay, yeah. We'll watch that. That looks, I like that. Interesting.
He said you hurt 5 of his friends, apparently. So this was on the 22nd of December after they had met IRL, and Elphalia had no reason to doubt him, right? She still had no idea that he had a girlfriend since 2021. This is why she was still so readily siding with him. And speaking of cheating, this is what would lead us to the section, Sykkuno's girlfriend. The coincidence that would lead me to finding out the truth about Sykkuno happened last week. A popular male VTuber tried to slide into my DMs to presumably get in my pants, and when I rejected him, he immediately started to mention nasty rumors about Bao. Out of concern for her, I reached out to a mod who then connected me with Bao. The 3 of us struck up a conversation when I mentioned I was nervous about a date I was going on. They asked me who it was. When I said my date was with Sykkuno, they immediately told me not to go on the date for my own personal safety. Bao?
I can't. For my own safety. Dude, what they have not established that this guy is some real life weirdo, somebody who does shit. What safety concerns have been brought up enough so that there's a safety problem? Explain it.
Told me that at the end of March, Sykkuno's girlfriend reached out to her regarding a controversial tweet Bao made last year in 2025. She asked Bao if it was true that the tweet was about Sykkuno. So this tweet in question, right, if you were on Twitter back in October 2025, you would have probably seen it. It went absolutely viral, and it simply just said, if you're an up-and-coming female content creator with a small but growing audience and a much larger and successful male content creator approaches you out of nowhere and showers you with attention on stream, in DMs, etc., don't walk, run. To 99%.
But first though, before you run though, tell them how broke you are and how much you'd like to get a little bit of money to do some shit, and then get as much as you can. And once there's a little bit of friction, dip out, expose all the shit, and cash in more juice from what you get when you expose the bullshit. Yo, the money. Give me some money.
Percent of people. This was Bao giving smaller content creators very well needed advice. In reality though, this was a subtweet directly referencing Sykkuno's behavior. Because the document would continue, they called, as in Bao and Sykkuno's girlfriend, and Bao explained to her that other women had confided in her about similar experiences with him. She described a pattern of behavior where he targeted small female content creators and pressured them into having sex with him. Bao then offered to connect her with these other victims so they could share their experiences with her directly.
Okay, again, this girl doesn't understand it. I don't want to be rude. Guys, think about it. What else than small creator? When you're a bigger creator, it's all small.
As she felt it was important to hear them firsthand. This was all discussed during a Discord call. And so here we can see
victim of what? What are you victim of? You can't say victim and say, what are you victim of? Stand on business and say what the harm was done. You have to say, in order to be a victim, you have to say of what?
DM sent by Sykkuno's girlfriend on March 24, 2026 to Bao, saying, hey Bao, I'm sorry to bother you with this, but I heard something recently that was a bit concerning and I thought I would just come ask you about it. I heard that there was possibly an instance of Sykkuno trying to get VTuber girls up to his...
Victim of cheating would only be one person, would be his girlfriend that we haven't heard about. I mean, we don't know anything about this. We know nothing about the girlfriend. And people are saying cheating. We don't know what the nature of that is. If anybody was a victim of that cheating, that would be the one, and that's the only person that we don't have. So why make assumptions about everything?
Hotel room to drink with them? and that the tweet you made about being cautious of large male streamers showering you with gifts and attention was about him in regards to him doing it to one of your friends? You know, before we get back to the document, this actually reminds me of this one tweet that was posted on Twitter back in October 21st, 2025 during TwitchCon North America, where an innocent fan came across Sykkuno in the lobby of a hotel at 2 a.m. One can only wonder what he was doing there. But as you can see, rumors are very easy to spread once you...
Cringe. You're at the lobby of the hotel after the after parties, and you go home and everybody's in the lobby of the hotel. What a dumbass. Brother, the lobby of the hotel is where everybody socializes after the parties. And even before
this MF Sykkuno sent me 80...
when the convention closes, okay? Even the day before and the day after, okay? You go to the lobby of the hotel, and it's always a social hub. How is this surprising? From like 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning, even after, because people wait for their flights, they're still socializing, even all the way to the sunlight. What is he talking about?
Spot someone in a hotel lobby at 2 a.m.
I've been there like 20 times before.
Val told me that 3 days before I contacted her and her mod, Sykkuno and his girlfriend were trying to reconcile after Sykkuno somehow managed to convince her that it was all a huge misunderstanding. She had no clue that I, as well as many other girls, still existed in Sykkuno's romantic and sexual life. Bao and her mod would put
"Shut up, bitch."
me in a group chat with Sykkuno's girlfriend where I would share all the screenshots you see above. She was rightfully horrified and left the group chat because she couldn't stomach reading them. This is...
Oh, okay. So you're not going to show the message where she says it, and you're going to absolutely assume their state of mind, and you're going to... come on, bro. Chat, I have to be honest, guys, I can't with this. Brother, you cannot articulate somebody else's feelings, motivation. You can't make assumptions about their state of mind and post fucking nothing about it. You can't do this.
Everything else is waffle.
You can't. As an outside looking in, we cannot go on with this. It's nothing.
Where we can see DMs in the group chat from Sykkuno's girlfriend saying, "I have lived with him for over 2 years. We have been together since 2021. And on top of that, everything he's planning with you are things we have planned together and talk about and have done. I'm sorry." At this point, I wouldn't be able to imagine what I would feel if I was in Mal's shoes or anyone else's shoes that Sykkuno had taken advantage of. In fact, I mean, I can't imagine...
No, wait.
Mal's shoes or anyone else's shoes. At this point, I wouldn't be able to imagine what I would feel if I was in Mal's shoes or anyone else's shoes that Sykkuno had taken advantage of.
Taking advantage? How? Where was the advantage, though?
In fact, I mean, I can't imagine being his girlfriend. Hearing these rumors about someone I lived with in the same home.
With the accuser BTW. Also, they planned this video 1 week ago with her.
Yeah, this guy's a hard glazer.
After she posted the doc.
And finding out about it this way, even after he managed to convince me that him sleeping with someone back in December 2025 was a misunderstanding. It's horrifying. This would all lead us to the final section of this document, titled "To All of Sykkuno's Victims."
Okay, now say victim of what? Now say, I hate people hide, you guys, in the current day and age, I'm so tired of this shit, where people try to do this lingo shit so that they don't get sued or whatever, right? And they say, predator of things, victim of such and of endeavors. And nobody says of fucking what. And then they're gonna use buzzword and they'll say of some acronym of letters of some, if you know, you know. And if you want to go to, if people do bad things, you gotta say what it is, right? How it happened, and you need to let, otherwise people have nothing to go on. Otherwise people that want to be on your side, bro, if you're a victim of some dog shit, bro, people want to be on your side. But if you give nothing to the people, what do they have to go on? They don't want to jump in limbo and go, predator, or fuck this guy because he's a predator of the thing. Like,
ever since
they don't want to do
Sykkuno's
that.
viral breakout during the pandemic lockdowns of 2020 when he played Among Us, he has always carefully curated every aspect of his behavior on stream and with friends. An innocent, romantically inexperienced boy failure who looks like an anime character and sounds like one too. This perfectly curated image would attract a large audience of women, with a lot of them openly professing how attracted they are to him. He soaked in the praise and never sought to limit the most extreme aspects of his community because it made him more desirable. He understood this. and would use this curated image, as well as his legitimacy in the content creation space thanks to his followers and famous friends, to seek out any attractive cosplayers and or content creators that were small enough to be starstruck by his grand presence. It would work.
Now show me the pool of people that are bigger than him as a creator that he can choose from to get a non-predatory mating partner. Now, actually pull me up a list and show me what would be a relationship that they wouldn't deem predatory or that he's not getting from lower that they would be starstruck. Brother, it'd only be, it'd me and a few other guys and girls. Like, that's it. Like, and most of those girls have boyfriends already.
Most of the time, as he'd use the same calculated pattern that he used with me and Elphilia to lure them in and eventually fly them out to the next convention or event that he went to with the goal of hooking up. What these many women didn't know, though, is that he'd always lie about the fact that he's single, that behind the scenes, he had a neglected and depressed girlfriend that he'd been with since 2021.
Brother, we need to see that, though. She's leaving all the DMs, but if that's true, we can't see that.
Who has lived with him since 2024 in the same house. I implore the many other victims to come out about their experiences with this predator, and I end this document with a recording of Sykkuno in which he admits to everything, especially with how he cheated on his girlfriend with my friend.
Guys,
and was in.
Is anything going on at NASA? The reentry is later. The reentry is in 10 minutes.
You can see the reflection of one of the crew members in the window.
Chat. I always think of this when I see a reentry. Like, I'm always surprised at how it doesn't flip or spin. Like, I feel like if it tipped to the side and it caught the wind on the side one time, it could spin out of control, no?
Intending to do that with me as well. For context, this was shortly after I had messaged his girlfriend about his cheating. 30 minutes later, he would ask if I was free for a call. As his girlfriend was crying downstairs, he somehow chose to prioritize someone that he barely met 2 months ago. She's referring to herself. I pointed this out during the call. Here's the link. So the link isn't here right now, but obviously it will be by the time this video comes out. It's okay though, because I have the video. And if you're wondering why you should watch it here, well, it's because Sykkuno's voice is so damn low. I mean, the guy was whispering as if someone was after him with a gun. They could barely tell what he's saying. I actually bothered to add subtitles. This whole recording is 17 minutes long, and as the document stated, he pretty much admits to everything. Watch.
Hello.
Wait. So she has recordings of calls. So she records stuff, right? But she says that when he does and says things that are predatory and weird, it's all on call because he's meticulously planning that, right? I don't get it. So we have this, but we don't have the other one. The other one that was most necessary for this thing. Come on, bro.
Thomas.
Hello.
So.
Well, pretty much know most of it.
Yeah? Like what?
No, what?
No, you can tell me.
Okay, well, I was very honest.
Oh. About what? You have to speak up a little bit. Your mic's playing up.
Sorry, always happens. About being single, and I just wanted to tell you how it happened.
Uh-huh. You're still gonna have to speak a little bit, by the way. You're still cutting out a lot.
Sorry. You know, I talk quietly.
Yeah, but you never talk this quietly.
I'm sad.
It's the actions of your... Well, it's the consequence of your own actions, I suppose.
I know.
Mm.
So basically, I was in a very happy relationship.
Doesn't sound like it, but sure.
Well, let me finish.
Uh-huh, continue.
I was in a very happy relationship a long time ago.
Long time ago. What, like 2021?
I don't know the exact time, honestly, but a long time ago. Then it got a lot less happy.
How so?
I don't fully know. She just stopped hanging out with me that much and
Stopped hanging out with you. She lives with you.
Yeah. Probably.
Yo.
You're gonna have to speak up. I can't hear a single sentence that comes out of your mouth.
Chat. We need to go back to the real truth. And the real truth is this. You want to talk about predatory? Let me tell you what's predatory. Is being a smaller creator and intentionally baiting and shit, knowing that you can create a narrative to gain from. That's predatory. To set it up in a way that it's gonna look a certain way, and then record in a way that it's from your POV, knowing you're recording, right? That's predatory, because that will get that will get traction. That absolutely is way more than anything else I've seen in this video so far. Bang. Bang.
You there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I'm just asking because you went quiet.
Anyway, so I was very, very happy.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point it wasn't so happy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly when, but like we stopped spending time together. We hadn't done anything together for years.
Or what? I couldn't hear that part.
I said we hadn't done anything together for like years.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just very sad and alone. Didn't feel wanted at all.
Mm-hmm. So you slept with Alfie in Paris.
Yeah.
And then you flirted with me. And were telling me how you wanted me to come visit you in Vegas, and how you wanted to go on a date, and how you were serious about me, and how you really meant it, and how you wanted to go get a cat together.
Oh god.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why? Why didn't you just break off the relationship then?
Valid.
Because
Valid
it was
point,
a combination of remembering how it was, some part of me hoping it would go back to that, and
Well, obviously it's not going to go back to that if you're actively cheating on her. It's only going to get worse. I think that's really on you, bud. And I know you're smarter than that.
I'm not.
I mean, for fuck's sake, you're a 34-year-old man, yes you are. Stop acting like you're a child.
don't think that's what I'm acting like, but
I mean, you say you're not smarter than that, but you are. You're a 34-year-old man, you just chose to do it.
Yo, you know, should have known, genuinely, and I'm trying to be rude, that he was getting recorded and being set up to, at least, yes, it's what he did is bad, and I disagree with it. I think cheating is terrible. I've cheated once before. Jet knows about it. Terrible, but I be honest with you, this is not going to be embellishing. It's going to be the opposite, right? And you got to know that you're being at least set up to look at least worse. Like, come on, bro. Like, bro should have read the room.
My girlfriend of 4 years. All the screenshots you see above. Section of this document titled "To All of Sykkuno's Victims." Ever since Sykkuno's viral breakout during the pandemic lockdowns of 2020, when he played Among Us, he has always carefully curated every aspect of his behavior on stream and with friends. An innocent, romantically inexperienced boy failure who looks like an anime character and sounds like one too. This perfectly curated image would attract a large audience of women, with a lot of them openly professing how attracted they are to him. He soaked in the praise and never sought.
Oh, that was at the call. You're right.
To date me out. The only reason why it happened is because you just chose to do it. Hey, that doesn't mean that.
But it's complicated.
For fuck's sake, you're a 34-year-old man, yes you are.
And
well, obviously it's not going to go back to that if you're actively cheating on her. It's only going to get worse. I think that's really on you, bud. And I know you're smarter than that.
I'm not.
I mean, for fuck's sake, you're a 34-year-old man, yes you are. Stop acting like you're a child.
Don't think that's what I'm acting like, but
I mean, you say you're not smarter than that, but you are. You're a 34-year-old man, you just chose to do it. You knew damn well in the back of your head that it wasn't gonna end up well.
Yeah. But it's complicated.
It's really not. Cheating is just bad. She hasn't done anything to ask for it to be cheated on. It's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, but she relied on me to take care of a lot of things, and I still cared about her.
Okay, that doesn't mean
that man XD.
You do that because you.
Jet, I'm not trying to be rude, Jet. I'd like to interject. If it ended that she would be or could be with him, right? Do we think that this person would care that much about cheating? Yes or no?
Wanted to, not because you.
Absolutely
not because she was like holding it against you or forcing you to.
No.
Exactly. So there's still no excuse for you to cheat on her.
Cheating is not that.
I'm not saying there was one. Just explaining why it happened.
The only reason why it happened is because you just chose to do it.
Okay. This is
I don't know why you decided to.
This is a classic talk about explanation / justification. An explanation is not justification. You could say, oh yeah, and it's because of all that. And you go, oh yeah, you're justifying it. No.
Lie to me, because you know damn fucking well that lying especially.
You can explain
It's
why
like
you made a bunch of
big
dumb
thing I
shit
do
ass
not tolerate.
mistakes. That's still fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was fine about the Alfie thing because I was like, okay, he didn't know me before that, right? But then I find out you've had a girlfriend this entire time. Do you realize how fucked up that is? Because not only were you, because sure, you didn't leave Alfie on. Alfie acknowledged that you didn't leave her on, right? Because I've talked to Alfie. I'm friends with her. I've been friends with her before I even met you.
Okay.
Like, she acknowledges that you didn't lead her on. You led me on, though. You did lead me on, though.
Yeah.
Hold on. Sup?
Hey, X.
Hey, man.
Do you want to play CSGO in like an hour, hour and a half?
An hour and a half? Yeah, can I have some people with me, though? Can we do a 5 minute?
Yeah, of course. The more the merrier. Cheezer, how many people can X bring? X, how many guys you got with you?
1 or 2, depending on how many.
You're good, dude. You're perfect, bro.
We could do a fun 5-stack low key.
X, realistically, we'll be on CS in like the next hour and a half.
By the power of all.
Alright, text me.
That
I will.
is
Alright, bye.
That's it.
holy. I summon.
Child, we've been
Fish
wanting to
Molly.
do 5
I
stacks, man.
summon.
We could have
You
nobody to
gave
play
me all
with
these
them.
fancy ass promises about, oh, we're gonna go on a date when you can visit here. What, so you
Hello,
could cheat
I
on your
am
girlfriend
number
again?
one lurker.
So you could sleep with me so you could cheat on your
Love
girlfriend
the
again?
Hold on.
That wasn't.
What were you intending with that?
Well, I thought it was going to be over.
But what?
Like I thought that was gonna be the end of that.
The end of what?
My previous relationship.
You were gonna break up with so you could date me, or what?
Well, like I said, it'd been a long time where like we hadn't spent time together, hadn't done anything in years.
Mm-hmm.
And in my head, I thought that was
Done anything in years?
at some point be over.
What? I couldn't hear you.
I said, I thought that meant that was going to be like the end of it.
So you were already moving on before you even broke up with her? Were you intending to break up with her, or were you just...
It's still up to him to break up if that's a problem. Well, I'm just saying, cheating is never okay. You can have a bazillion justifications. The correct moral thing to do is to just break up and finish it before doing anything else. It's just a rule of thumb.
Just waiting for her to break up with you.
I broke that rule once. No justification. I'm not gonna talk about it.
I don't know. It was
So,
just a really weird
I
mix of like.
just want to understand this. So what was your intention with me? Like, where was I in this whole thing? Like, were you intending to date me after her? Like, were you intending to just ditch to go date me?
I mean, I guess for me, it felt like it was already. Oh.
But that's not what I asked. I'm talking about me.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
You were thinking to just ditch her and then date me. What, were you gonna do the same thing to me? I'm sorry, but like, you're not really selling this relationship thing really well. If this is the type of relationship she will uphold.
It's fine. I'm not trying to sell it.
I can tell.
Just trying to explain what's going on.
Yeah. The thing is, if I never reached out to Bao, because I didn't even reach out to Bao about you, right? I reached out to Bao about because he's lied behind my back to a bunch of people, and I was not okay with that. And then started lying about Bao. That's when I reached out to Bao. I became friends with her roommate, and then I was talking with a little bit back and forth, and then you came up in the topic, and then she told me you had a girlfriend, and that your girlfriend has been venting to Bao this entire time. About how you gaslight her into staying, you make her feel bad anytime that she like wanted to leave because you cheated on her, and she knew that you cheated on her. She just didn't know who. Because you never told her that was Alfie, you just told her that you cheated on her in Paris. I think. I don't know if you told her, but I knew she knew.
Okay.
Yeah, I did tell.
Why? Why go through all of this trouble?
Because I didn't know how to,
I mean, for God's sake, if the only thing why you even stayed with her is because she relied on me for a lot of things, you can afford to take care of her for a little bit before she gets back onto her feet. Like,
Okay,
at least don't put her through the trouble of like
Chad, this is all the
telling her
cheating. I
that
don't give
this
a
girl's
fuck.
absolutely fucking distraught because of the shit that you've done to her. The shit that you've put her through. Like, genuinely. Do you know how much that fucks someone up? Like, you already cheated on her once, and she decided to trust you still. She decided to stay with you, despite the fact that you already had cheated on her and admitted to it. And what do? You go onto Twitter and go find the next girl to flirt with. Like, if anything, honest to God, I'm not even mad at this point. I'm just disappointed. I'm really disappointed.
Oh god.
Yep, that's fair.
Because she's been crying to Bao about it. Bao's been sitting there like comforting this girl, trying to tell her, hey, maybe you should leave him. Because this isn't okay. This really isn't okay. You're putting this girl through mental strain.
Okay, we get it.
Every single day. That you continue to be with her. While you're sitting there having fun playing with your friends. Be so honest right now, Thomas.
There's your name, chat, Thomas.
So you think you might be right.
Yeah. Like, if it is money that she doesn't have, or if it's a job, or if it's family, or blah 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 blah.
Gave her a lot.
Yeah, well, there, exactly. Just help her back on her feet until she can support herself, and then just leave the girl alone. Because she deserves better than that. Because you cannot sit there and be like, I love her, but do all this shit to her.
What? Fuck that.
And continue to let her stay in that situation.
Well, one part of that was true.
What?
I think the feelings fade.
I mean, that's... if I speak.
But then you should just let her go.
If I speak. The way that this person sees money and currency is such a problem. The fact that they cannot see that the way that they see it, they project it upon others. And oh, you did this, then do that with money. Do this with money. Like, bro. Oh, I can't. I can't.
Instead of just sitting her there, wasting her time.
Okay, well, anyway.
And also, why'd you get on a call with me when right now she's upset? I know she lives with you.
48.
Talk to her.
I need
Yeah,
to touch
you should
grass
be there to-
I'm
ASAP.
going to talk to you first.
You should be there to comfort her. She's the one that you cheated on.
No, I'm going to be doing that. I just wanted to settle this first.
This is not settled. I'm beyond upset with you. Like,
well-
genuinely beyond upset with you.
Wait,
I mean,
but
That's
if she
fine,
knows
I
that she was
settled that,
sad,
like,
if she knows that she's sad and he has to be comforting her, why did she drag him to the call then?
that's it. Like,
It doesn't make
What's
sense. It doesn't make sense.
probably never talking again.
You and me?
Yes.
What? Why?
Is that not why?
What is why? I'm still upset with you, but you didn't cheat on me. You can still talk to me and be like, make up for your actions. Don't get me wrong, because I always am there for second chances. But I never will forgive you for cheating on her. That's God. God.
Where's I? We're saying the seeing as a girlfriend which about me
There are a lot of girls that are upset with you, by the way, because Alfie's not the only one that has hit me up.
Yeah, that sounds like you've heard things.
Yeah, and you lied to me a lot about that too.
Thank you.
A lot.
By the way, it glitched.
Because
Thank you.
how big was the roster again?
I don't think I ever had one of those.
I mean, maybe not at the same time, but you sure do hop around.
Suppose so.
Yeah.
Well, I was disagree with this. You can chat multiple girls at once. I mean, yeah. I mean, not when I have a girlfriend, not when having a girlfriend, but when you're pursuing people, there's no expectation of exclusivity. There's no promise of exclusivity either.
All I care about right now is that it's okay. Keep me updated on that.
I don't know if that's a possibility.
You can keep me updated on how she's doing. You can keep me updated on when she moves out, because I don't think she should be living with you anymore.
I don't think you need to do that.
I mean, yeah, I care about her.
So, you want... Wait. She says that she cares about the person who's being cheated on, but then she wants the guy that's the current boyfriend to give another girl updates about how the victim of said cheating is feeling. That sounds outrageous.
Like,
yeah, she can do that.
That's
true.
outrageous.
I'll just reach out to her then. But yeah, no, just
that's like milking it to the fucking bone.
go talk to her. She needs you right now.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, bye.
Bye, Thomas.
Shortly after the call, the last thing Mal would ever say to Sykkuno would be, "I'm beyond disappointed in you." So look, according to Mal, there are countless other victims. It is completely up to them.
Oh my god, what is a victim? Fuck me, I can't do this anymore. Yo. These people, you should not be allowed to upload videos or have the internet. Yo, let's go back to the olden days of fucking getting water from the well and shit like that, and peddling the bike to get electricity. Victims of fucking what?
On whether they want to come out with their side of the story or not. For now though, we can confirm at least 2 different people that were completely misled by him as he cheated on his girlfriend so comfortably. In those 2 instances, we can see him also using the same playbook, the same tactics, sending them money, making them feel special, following their personal Instagram, wanting to meet ASAP, to hook up, everything. And
it's not a tactic if the person is asking for... Brother, it's not a tactic about money. If the person is asking for money and baits to receive money, you cannot say this. It has to be unprompted, unwarranted. It has to be, and even if it has to be after reluctance and resistance, that's the moment where it would be wrong. If the person says, well, I don't think I should be taking this, and you still do it, wrong. But if the person says, well, guys, I'm trying to buy a bike, and I'm saying this because it's just a story, but I'm buying a bike right now, right? And I don't have enough money. You're a bazillionaire. I don't know why I'm telling you this right now, chat, but I know you're a bazillionaire, right? But I don't have money, and I need money to buy this. Oh my god, you give me money. What the heck? Dude, stop love bombing me. Dude, fuck off. Just
and I
stop
think
it.
one thing that personally struck me was how only 30 minutes after his girlfriend found out about his cheating and probably confronted him, he chose to run upstairs and prioritize Mal, someone he met 2 months ago, all while his girlfriend was crying downstairs, gutted, heartbroken. There's a reason people say with great power comes great responsibility, because once you have this power that Sykkuno possessed, you can so easily take advantage of others. So as a content creator, you have a very...
It's not because you have power that you're using power. None in this video he has demonstrated that power was used in imbalanced way ever. Not one time. If anything, he did way beyond in performance how other people normally do. He did fantastic. I disagree with this guy entirely.
Very clear choice, and unfortunately, Sykkuno decided to be the worst person possible. I wish all the victims in this travesty the absolute best, and I also encourage them to speak out. When it rains, it pours. And right now, the first drop has hit the ground. Sykkuno and anyone else who seeks to take advantage of their position need to be held accountable. And for anyone who grew up watching him during quarantine who looked up to him, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, ruining whatever ideal image you had.
If he can only date people that are as or more famous than he is, then who could he have dated during his peak era? There were 0 creators that qualify for that. Please clarify.
Out of him in your head. In any case, if more victims decide to speak out, then I will most likely stream me reading all of them on my channel later on. For the time being though, please, if a larger content creator reaches out to you, even if you don't make content, please always be extremely skeptical and know that they probably don't see you as the most special person in the world. They've probably done this to many others already. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I really, really appreciate it. If you want a healthy alternative to an energy drink, then definitely use the...
Yo, if I ever hear this guy speaks to people that have less than 700,000 subscribers, I will be fucking watching. I will be watching and waiting. Every DM sent to women, they better have at least 1 million subscribers flat. That's the bar that we're fucking setting up. Holy shit. Anyway. Wait, that's not a threat. What the fuck? I'm making a joke. Man, I'm making a joke. Like, Is anyway, that's about it.
Code Mujin at Gamersubs for 10.
Oh, of course he has a sponsor at the end. What else we got there, chat? Anything interesting? Yeah, it was this.
Hose man, 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 hose man.
I don't know this to start playing. I couldn't even find the fucking tab, by the way.
All right, have fun. I saw you have some DMs from him, and like 10 other guys. Not that anything's wrong with that. I support you. You have fun. Just be careful next time when you point your camera at your Discord and you don't want to leak. You didn't leak the conversations, which is okay, but you really are popular, huh?
No, good.
It's
No need
not...
to murder me like that.
Wait, it was a compliment.
Really try to succeed at it. The whole harem protagonist approach IRL. Yeah. If anything, the only takeaway is one, don't cheat, and two, break up before talking to a bunch of other girls. But other than that, I think this is slop. This whole thing was just absolute slop. All right. Okay, chat. Now what else? How about some games? All right, chat. Also, chat. Why did they do the Sykkuno Kirk thing? What the fuck is that about? Like, why is that on the main post and the other post too? Like, I don't understand it. Okay.